things up. I've just come back from walking Max. Right, I'll just tell you what's gone on. Good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday afternoon. I have not gone out anywhere. I haven't gone out to a fun fair. I haven't gone out to the seaside. I've taken Max out for a walk this morning, and I've just come back from taking Max for a walk this afternoon. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 3:02 p.m.
Right, I've got my phone with me, and I shall just take you into my Instagram. I have an Instagram account. Me, Crystal, has an Instagram account. It's called Ginger Balloon Popper. Ginger Balloon Popper. Someone has kindly said to me that they would like to send me some balloons to put on my YouTube channel. This is all after the post lady rang my buzzer with a small package for Alice. Remember that my name is Crystal Alice. So, don't know if you can see this, but on the front of my Instagram, right, the profile picture of my Instagram at the moment is of me in black shorts and a t-shirt punching a boxing bag. Ginger Balloon Popper on Instagram I am, right? So my profile picture on Instagram is of me, and this is a small punch bag. It's not a massive one, it's a small like desktop punching bag. I'm not a boxer or anything. Sometimes I wish I was, but I'm not a boxer. And if I was a boxer, I'd be a female boxer. And you do get female boxers, you know. So, I just want to show you that a lot of this bullying is stemming from Instagram. So after the post lady delivered that package, I uploaded a couple of pictures to Ginger Balloon Popper, which is my Instagram channel, right? You've got to remember that my second name is Alice. So if we go into mine, Crystal's messages, which I'm now going to make sure it's got Crystal on it. I got a message, this. I want to give you some of my favourite balloons for your YouTube channel. Can I post them to you or wait until we meet and hand them to you in person? Right? He's a nice guy. He sent me balloons in the post before when I was living at my old address. Somebody sent me a Mickey Mouse bracelet or a necklace when I was going through bad times with this Australian guy. I got sent 2 letters telling me that what this guy did wasn't very nice, and somebody sent me a Mickey Mouse necklace or a bracelet. That was at my old address. Right, so I'm now going to make sure that this channel has got my full name on it. So, because I think people are bullying me because for some reason, so I'm going to make sure this. So, I've got 2 Instagram channels, Crystal Marshall 288 as well. Something happened with my account and I had to make another one up because I had something went wrong with my phone or something. So let's we'll mess about with it later on. But somebody said that they wanted to send me balloons. And funnily enough, this channel's got Alice on it. That's because I've missed the crystal off. My name is Crystal Alice. The parcel had the crystal missing, so it's Crystal Alice, right? It's me. I decided to take Max out for a walk. Max was having a nap on the chair opposite me, and he was having a dream. And you know when you're asleep and you have a dream, you can see eyes moving and his paws were moving. So when it headed towards 10 to 2, Max was still sleeping in the chair. He was having a nap, he was having a daydream. So I basically let Max sleep, and about 2 p.m. I decided, because Max had got up off the chair and he was staring at me, that he was ready for his 2 o'clock afternoon walk. Because I walk my dog 3 times a day. And he gets used to it. He usually waits by the door and tells me it's time to go out. So I walked down the stairs. I had my trousers on. I didn't have shorts on. I had my trousers on. I went round the back of the flats and I turned round the corner and there was this young lady. She must have been about 20 to 25 and she had long, bright ginger hair right down her back. It was right down to her bottom. But it was obviously dyed ginger because it was dye out of a bottle or a packet. And it was really, really pale ginger. And she was carrying a bucket of flowers. And she was holding hands with her boyfriend. And they were both laughing and joking and turned round and looked at me. And I thought, what a lovely, happy couple. You don't often see that, do you? Guys buying their girlfriends roses, flowers, they're in a bucket, they're walking up and down the road smiling. I thought that's really nice. So I walked past that, walked up to the back of the flats and the usual everyday noises, dogs barking, babies crying. And I walked onto the field and the guy that looked like my father, Derek, was on the field with his cat and his boxer dog, and he was the only one on the flat. There was a large couple kissing and cuddling on a bench. I thought that was nice as well. A really large couple kissing on a bench, male and female holding hands and kissing on a bench. That was nice. So I walked by myself around the field. And it's hot still, it's humid, and I was walking around the fields, just walking my dog like I do every day, 3 times a day, by myself. Sometimes my son's there with me. The other day I was up there with my son and his 2 mates. So I'm not always on my own, I have got other people. I've actually had a good week. I've seen my son and his 2 friends. I've seen my mum. I've seen my sister's daughter and her daughter. And I went out to Gillingham yesterday. I'm happy. I'm fine. I'm quite contented. There's nothing to moan about. It's when other people butt in and cause trouble that arguments start, isn't it? Trying to make you feel you haven't got anything when you have. And that's not happening to me again. I've got a lovely flat, I've got a lovely family, and I've got a friend I talk to on the phone, and that's lovely. I don't need anything else. I went out yesterday, I didn't buy flowers. I bought myself a Mickey Mouse top because I'm a fan of Disney. I got myself another pair of trainers. I'm absolutely fine, not expensive trainers, just gym trainers, because at some point I intend to go to the gym and get, this flab off my stomach, because it's annoying me. So I got myself a pair of gym trainers. I'm absolutely fantastic at the moment. I've got pain. I suffer with pain, I take painkillers, and I've got a lot of brain fog, and a lot of the time I feel dizzy. and unsteady on my feet, my illness is still there. What I'm saying is I don't need people telling me my life is crap and I haven't got anything in it when I bloody well have, thank you. It's a lovely flat. I've got a lovely dog. He's worth a lot of money. He's lovely. Don't let other people put you down or criticise what you've got, because whatever you've got, it's a lot more than some people have. That's how I look at it. So, I haven't got male company, I'm not married, I'm not in a relationship, but I you know, so what? Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Changes in your lifestyle and you're focusing on weight loss, when that weight loss stops, and it will stop, it is guaranteed to stop within the first year. You cannot keep losing weight beyond 1 year. We've kind of proven that unequivocally. So when the weight loss stops and you go into that plateau, and then usually what happens, you start regaining again, you give up because you were told to do X, Y, Z to lose weight and it didn't work. Whereas if you tell somebody, you know, exercise as an example for, I don't know, something else that isn't weight related, then they're far more likely to make that, you know, a part of their lifestyle long term. So I actually find bringing weight into it can make things worse. And more importantly, it stigmatizes patients. In my experience, and not just my experience, but certainly what the evidence shows is the vast majority of people who are quote unquote obese or fat, or whatever you want to call them, do not go to the doctor because they're afraid of how the doctor's going to treat them. And that is my biggest concern.
So, Dr. Lamy, I'm quite obviously not a doctor or a medical expert or even a nutritionist. But as I understand it, there are some conditions that are directly related to your weight. So, for example, increased blood pressure, diabetes. That's what I've been told by doctors when I've gone to see them. There may be a GP listening to you now saying, well, you're not being an effective doctor if you're skirting around the main issue, which is being overweight. What would you say to that?
Well, it's a complete lie. And I know that's very controversial, and I know it's not what you've heard before, but as someone who is willing to, and has been willing to, stake my medical license on it, I have done the research, I have looked into it in great detail. Your weight does not cause any medical condition. And in fact, I know a lot of people just go, oh, no, that's not true. But, you know, if you're interested in finding out more, I literally am writing a book, but actually I'm not the first to have written a book. There are many people who have come before me who have written a book that have conclusively proven that there is not a single bit of evidence that being overweight causes any medical condition.
Could it aggravate it, though?
No, it doesn't. And
Because I've spoken to heart doctors, not on my behalf, but on behalf of other people, who said, look, you've got to lose weight because you've got to, you know, your arteries are clogged up.
Unfortunately, those doctors were simply lying, and there's no evidence to suggest that they're right. In fact, interestingly enough, there is now overwhelming evidence that people who weight cycle, so that means to lose weight to gain weight, to lose weight to gain weight, which is yo-yo dieting, which a lot of people who are big do. That is the very thing that is going to cause problems long term if you have heart disease. In fact, there is also evidence to show that after you've had a heart attack, if you're fat, you're more likely to live longer. I don't know if you knew this, with a stroke, with high blood pressure. We call this the quote-unquote obesity paradox, but what's really interesting...
I appreciate that this is your position on it, but I have to say, if you're listening now, if you're a doctor who may take a different view, do pick up the phone at 0345 606 0973. I just want to go back to this issue of demonisation. What do you think that we are... I understand what you're saying. You're saying, as I think, is that people have misunderstood the science, that it isn't fair or accurate to tell people who are overweight that they may end up with a host of other illnesses. What do you think the effect is on society when there are lots of stories every day in the newspapers about obesity? What effect does that have on someone's self-image, for example?
Yeah, I think it's very important to talk about stigma, the concept of stigma. Bias. We all have biases, right? All of us have biases, and they can be positive, they can be negative. It depends on who you are and what your bias is. But overwhelmingly so within society today, fat people are considered to be lazy and to have no willpower and to be ugly and undesirable and to be all sorts of very negative things. There's a stereotype about a fat person, and so in society, what happens is we are treated differently as a result. So that impacts our entire lives. It impacts whether or not we can get a job, whether or not a doctor is going to even treat us, let alone whether or not a doctor cares about us. Like some doctors will simply refuse to treat their fat patients. It impacts social
Is that
services,
true?
criminal justice.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to on a Hippocratic oath, are you?
It happens on an absolutely regular basis. I have been doing this work for some time now, and I have stories of people who are literally dying, and I mean dying from cancers that should have been picked up years ago, but weren't picked up because doctors refused to treat them or investigate them or even examine them.
Because of their weight.
Because of their weight. Because they were just told, go away and lose some weight. That will fix you. I've got one good friend, Sarah, who for 2 years, her cancer was ignored until the point where it was no longer treatable. Had it been picked up at the beginning, she would have a 90% of chance of survival. She was given 4 years, and that was in 2019. That's how serious this has become.
Okay, so what do you think needs to change? How should we be thinking
I think we need
about
to
obesity or fatness as the word that you use?
I think we need to, how do we fix a broken system? It's not that easy, but I think there needs to be training both for clinicians, for doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals, where we deal with weight stigma and what it means and show them that unfortunately stigma is impacting the way that they treat their patients, and that is causing people to lose their lives as a result. And I also think that we need to be a bit more honest about the science that's out there, because the science that is out there really is quite clear. People are being misled. The public is being misled into thinking that if they lose weight, their health will improve. There is literally no evidence that shows.
I've got to push back again, Dr. Lamy, and I think you will appreciate that you are probably a minority voice when you say that.
But that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Just because I'm a minority voice doesn't mean I'm wrong.
But I need to contextualise what position that you're coming from.
You can contextualise.
Right, guys. That is a controversial issue. I'm not sure I agree with what that lady's been saying myself. That's up to you and other people that have listened to that. But just because someone is large, it doesn't mean they're fat, ugly and undesirable. I disagree with that totally, but I'm not going to get cross. Right, guys, so before I came back home, there was a message from my mother, Jennifer, on the phone for me, her daughter. I think people are going too far with what they're saying, and people are listening to that, and I think a lot of what she was saying could possibly be wrong on that radio station, that caller.
Welcome to your EE voicemail. You have 8 saved messages. First saved message received Saturday, July 22nd. Message deleted. Next saved message received Sunday, July 20. Message deleted. Next saved message. Receipt message deleted. Next saved message. Message deleted. Next saved message. Message deleted. Next saved message deleted. Next saved message. Message deleted. Next saved message. Received Wednesday, July 26th at message deleted. End of messages. Main menu. To review the deleted messages.
Well, basically, my mum phoned me this afternoon and she told me to have a good afternoon, whatever that's supposed to mean. She repeated it about a couple of times, have a good day, have a good afternoon. And yeah, I am having a good day and a good afternoon, and you can enjoy yourself by yourself. And just because you are different, it doesn't mean you're fat, undesirable, and ugly, right? This, I don't know who is involved in, who lets the speakers onto these shows, but they should be vetted. See you later.